Think Future. Now, I was reading a really interesting book from the 1800s called The Theory of the Leisure Class. And it talks about the different classes of human beings. Now, it doesn't really matter. If you think about it, I mean, there haven't been any human societies that are not hierarchical. It doesn't matter how you slice it. It doesn't matter what our political system is. It doesn't matter what country we live in. Human beings live in a hierarchical way. And that's just a thing that has to do with nature. I mean, it doesn't matter how far we try to get away from our nature. Human nature is hierarchical, and nature is hierarchical, right? We're a product of nature, and human nature is hierarchical. So no matter what we try to do, we can never get away from a hierarchical nature of humankind. And one of the things about that hierarchical nature of humankind is that a lot of us don't think that we should do that anymore because we feel that we're more evolved than that we can break out of our hierarchy and see something different and do something completely different, that we're more evolved than that hierarchical structure where there has to be someone up here and somebody down here and somebody in between, that we can all link arms and sing Kumbaya and be at the same level. Unfortunately, that is not in our nature. The reality of realities is that is the truth. The truth is that hierarchy is in our nature and we can't really change it no matter how we try. So that is what I call a truth. There's other things that are truths too, like the circumference of the earth. Like you measure the circumference of the earth and you come up with a number, and that is a truth, right? You can take that and you can look at it and you can say, no matter who does this measurement, they're going to come up with the same number. So that is a truth. There are things that are true. Unfortunately, we don't really live in a world of truth. We live in a world of fabricated reality, which sits on top of the truth, and it doesn't quite connect with the truth. Sometimes the truth shows through into this world of fabricated reality, and it's an even worse world of fabricated reality now because we see everything through the lens of the screen that we're using right now, because we very rarely observe in person any particular event. Because when you observe an event in person, then you have a true picture of the truth. Of course, it's from your viewpoint, right? Because again, that is your reality. So let's say you watch a car accident, right? If you see a car accident, you're the only one who has that perspective on that car accident. That's your own reality. And because you're visually looking at it, it is your only truth, and it occurs in that moment. And the moment that occurs, that gets imprinted on your head. And then as time goes by, that memory of that moment degrades. So the further away you are from that moment, the less and less you remember of it, and the more and more you rationalize that. So it becomes less and less real. It becomes less and less truthful. But in that moment, when you observe that event, you were seeing the truth. The truth is one of these things that people don't like to speak. People don't like to talk about the truth about things, the reality of realities, right? The solid underpinning that's underneath everything. We like to live in these filter bubbles of reality, which make us feel better. We don't necessarily want to live in the land of reality, in the land of true reality, in the land of truth. And that's one of the reasons why so many people get upset when the truth starts coming through, starts breaking into their little bubble of manufactured reality that's either been manufactured by themselves or manufactured by the media bubble that they sit in. They don't like the truth. They can't handle the truth. Well, maybe they can handle the truth, but they just don't like the truth. The truth doesn't fit with the narrative that they have about their lives. So what happens? They get upset with the truth. They don't like the truth. They suppress the truth. They push the truth away. They say, I don't want that to impinge upon my manufactured reality. I don't want to hear the truth. My mind's made up. I don't want to hear the truth of things. And that's one of the things that occurs when you try to innovate sometimes, because you're trying to bring the reality of the innovation into people who are living in a fabricated reality that do not see the truth. That's why whenever I come across a book or an individual or a show or a person or a video series or whatever, where people speak the truth, it's refreshing. It's refreshing to have somebody talk plainly and describing the reality, the true reality, the truth behind certain activities, certain people, the way people act. Like the book Power by Jeffrey Pfeiffer, who talks about leadership. Or the book The Click Moment by Franz Johansson, somebody who I interviewed on the show. You're going to see his interview in a little while, talking about the click moment, talking about how luck has a lot to do with whether startups are successful or not. I love it when the truth breaks through people's manufactured reality and shakes them up, makes them upset, makes them uncomfortable. Because the problem is that too often we stray from the truth. Too often we live in these fabricated, manufactured bubbles of reality, and we don't experience the real reality, the true reality. And I think if we were all more exposed to the real reality, to real situations, to unfiltered events, unfiltered reality, then I think we'd all be better served.